start?
Yeah, so the topic is how to improve your English.
Yes. You know, Japanese people usually study English at least 6 years.
Yes.
The first 3 years in junior high, and after that 3 years in high school. But very few students or people can speak English well.
Yes.
Why do you think they can't speak English
I think
well?
it has to do with how they're teaching it. Usually, like in, say, the US, maybe in Europe, when we learn a different language, it's more about speaking it, not about memorizing the words, the grammar. You just have to use it. The more you focus on book stuff, the less you focus on skills. So then you won't ever be able to speak it.
So were you teach at junior high, as a ALT, right?
I taught in high school as an ALT, yes.
What do you think of Japanese students?
I think they're good students, but they're being forced to learn things they might not want to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the kids that I taught, the kids that wanted to learn English, they did really well and had a lot of fun. But the kids who didn't want to learn English constantly disrupted class.
Yeah.
You know, but after class, they were really great kids.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think giving them a choice would improve the overall language education in Japan. Say, you know, I want to learn English, so I'm going to take this class. I only want to learn basic grammar, I'm going to take this class.
So do you still English to adults or children or?
I still teach to children. I teach to very small kids,
really?
preschool kids, yes.
At kindergarten?
Privately.
Privately. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I teach English to adults every Saturday at a local community center. My name is Atsushi Sato. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
I'm Phil.
Phil.
Phil Moore.
Phil Moore.
Phil Moore, yes. But everyone calls me Phil.
How long have you been in Kochigaya?
I have lived here for 7 years.
7 years. I heard that you married a Japanese woman, right?
Yes. We met at my university in the United States.
In the United States. So she went to the United States to study English?
Yes.
Oh, really?
She had been working for several years, actually.
In the United States?
In Japan. And then she quit and went to my school to learn English.
I met your daughters. They're so cute.
Thank you.
And they speak English. I was surprised to hear that.
They're doing good. I wish they would speak more, but
So
you know,
do
we
you
are in Japan.
excuse me, do you often to speak English to them?
I speak English to them 99.9% of the time.
So they're gonna be a bilingual.
I hope they'll be. I hope they'll be trilingual.
Do you think they're enjoying conversation in English?
Yes. I think they do playing English, singing English, and they enjoy reading books in English.
So, and many Japanese think that they have to speak English better, but actually, few people can English well because many Japanese are forced to, as you said before, forced to study it for passing the entrance examination and getting a high score in any examinations. What do you think of it?
I think it's, pardon me, but like, I don't think it's a good system. You know, like when I was in high school, we had to study foreign languages as well.
Foreign languages?
Foreign languages.
Foreign language, I'm sorry.
But we had a choice. You could choose French, German, or Spanish. As long as you took something, you could go to college. It didn't matter if it was a high school or not. They just wanted to expose you to it. I think that's a good system to adopt here. You know, let them expose themselves. Let them choose their path, how they want to study. Some kids might not go to college, so why are they studying English, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it right now, but I think if we change little by little,
Yeah.
modify it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, not everyone has to be the same. You know?
Yeah, that's right. So,
I think in order to improve your English skills, just speak. And lower your expectations of yourself. Make mistakes.
Yeah.
If you don't make mistakes, no one can correct you. You'll never get better.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I made a lot of mistakes speaking Japanese when I first came. And my wife would always correct me, even with my kanji writing and everything. Oh, that's not right, or that's a completely different meaning. You know, she would correct me, and that's how I got better.
And there another reason why Japanese people cannot speak English well is that many Japanese are forced to study English because to pass the entrance examination, as I said before, and to get a better job. And they actually don't want to study it because they are afraid of making any mistakes in examinations. If you made one mistake, you can't pass the exam. And even teachers who teach English in Japan, even the Japanese teachers cannot speak English as well. I think you might have experienced before, but Japanese students are not as good as ALTs, and some teachers are afraid of being watched by his or her students because they're always making mistakes when they have a conversation. Yeah, exactly.
I've had teachers that I worked with who really didn't want to work with an ALT because they didn't want to look inferior. But I think that they were doing well. I respect these teachers because they're doing something that no one else can do. They're teaching kids. Not everyone can be a teacher. So I think if you're an English teacher, don't worry about how you look in front of your kids. Collaborate with your ALT. Work together to make a good class, and the kids will follow.
Exactly.
That's how you get respect from your kids. Show that you can do it. You're willing to do it.
So, but no matter how hard you try to teach English to your students, but there is a very old-fashioned system. So we have to improve this bad system. It has been taught by many Japanese students. So every time I have a class, he's one of my students. I tell them try to speak English as many times as possible and read any English sentences aloud until you completely remember them.
Yes, that's a really good way to do it.
Some students are shy and afraid of doing that.
It's hard. I think every student has their own method of learning, and if it works for you, use it. If it doesn't, use something else. The only way that you will get better though is that you actually do it. That's the bottom line. No matter how you do it, just do it. So, I highly recommend listening to music and watching movies. If you can listen well, turn off the subtitles, practice. If you can't listen well, turn them on and read.
Yeah, that's right.
But as long as we try, hopefully it'll get better. Hopefully, yes.